Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is ASO Tarot, and in today's pick a card stone bag reading, we are going to be looking at life with your soulmate. So this is going to be a pretty in-depth reading where we kind of look at your everyday life with them, you know, what your romantic connection will be like, what pretty much most things that you would be curious about. And what I'm really excited about is there is no time frame around this. So you could already be with your soulmate, you could not even know who this person is yet, but we're still going to go in depth. And if you at least don't know who this person is, I would definitely hold on to this video in the future so that you can refer back to it. But if you are already with the soulmate, it'll be interesting to see what resonates and maybe what's coming in the future. So we have 4 piles to choose from today. We have pile 1, it's kind of got a red theme. We have this fire quartz tumbled stone and this little red bag. We have pile 2 with this flower agate sun and this yellow bag full of charms. Then we have pile 3 with this Larimar shell and this Tiffany blue bag. And then finally we have pile 4 with this aura coated clear quartz heart and this little baggie full of charms as well. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. You can pick how you're drawn to them based on the bag, based on the card energies, or based on the stone. There's really no right or wrong. Feel free to click on more than one. There might be multiple messages in both. This is definitely a reading where you're gonna have to take what resonates because there will be a lot of different situations that I'm channeling. But yeah, if you're having trouble in the beginning of each video, I will be looking at the energy of you and this person in the connection. So if you can't find what seems like future you or you in that reading, then it's likely not the reading for you, if that helps. But once you picked your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box below where I'll have all of the timestamps and also the link to the extended, which we are doing an extended for this video, and it is going to be 18+, and we're going to look at the sex life with you and your soulmate. So okay, anyway, once you picked your pile, yeah, you can go down the description. The numbers will be there for all these guys, and we'll get into your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the red baggie of charms and this fire quartz, this is going to be your reading. We're going to save the charms for later, but we are going to go ahead and start by looking at the energy of this connection in whatever time period Spirit wants to show it as. So it could be current for some of you, could be in the future, could be the past. We just got to see. So let's go ahead and start by looking at the connecting energies. So we have Moonlight, Trumpet, Gentian, Power and Healing. To get what you love, you first have to be patient with what you have. So for each pile, I asked for a significant flower. So that is your guys' flower. And then we also have Mystery. And then looking at the 2 people in this connection, to start, we have the Stingray, and their energies towards the connection are freedom and your light. I also want to mention as well, when it comes to using the animal cards, don't feel like you have to identify with one totally or wholly, and also like their energies, not literal things. And the other person in this connection is being represented by the Firefly, Indecision, and Justice. So yeah, my point was saying that is don't feel like if you're like, oh, Stingray, Firefly, like that's not my favorite animal. It's not about the animal, it's about the animal's energies. And also all animals are cool. We like them. Anyway, let's go ahead and start because this is an interesting energy to come out. For a lot of you, I feel like this is going to be current energies if you are currently in separation with somebody. If not, if you are with this person, then it's definitely, this reading is going to be talking about before you two got together. So that'll be interesting, but you may feel neglected because of that. If this is, like I said, for a lot of you, I feel like this energy is either you're in separation with somebody, or you're not currently with this person yet, if you know who they are, or you have not met them at all yet. So let's just get into what I'm seeing here, because the connecting energy is moonlight and mystery and power and healing. So I definitely feel like these two are not together at the time when you're watching this, or like I said, if you're with this person, this is definitely before you two got together. It seems like these two can intuitively feel one another, but the stingray much more so than the firefly. Let's start with the stingray person. They could have a water sign. They could be a water sign or have water placements. That would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but they don't have to. This little spine thing here always makes me think of a, what's it called? Caduceus, I think. So maybe you or this person, if this isn't you, one of you is in the medical field, or the medical field could be relevant in some way. But on a much deeper level, this card, wherever this person is, they are finally kind of growing into themselves and starting to stand up for themselves. They're growing a spine, and they're starting to be more open and aware of what's going on internally. This is somebody who's starting to open up to their intuition, somebody who is learning how to stop people pleasing is a huge thing that I'm hearing. Learning how to navigate based on what feels right to them and not what they feel they should do or what people think they should do. If this is a connection and separation, I definitely think that the stingray is kind of holding an inner light for the firefly. But if this stingray hasn't met the firefly yet, whether that's you or this person, they definitely, if this is you and this sounds like your current energies, I definitely feel like this person is coming in if they're a new person, or you can feel them already. Maybe if they're not coming in very soon, you can just feel them, like you feel yourself getting closer and closer to them. And I guess if you're with this person, when you met them or before you met them, you were kind of in a place where you were coming into yourself if you're the stingray person. But their energy is a lot about learning how to make themselves happy, how to heal. The fact that we have the Your Light card, it's like this inner beauty that this stingray has that kind of keeps them going in a lot of ways. For some of you, I definitely feel like the stingray, if it's you or your person, I feel like for some of y'all, you're definitely like nurses or something, which, I mean, if you are, or just work in the medical field at all, thank you, because that job is not easy. And I feel like it probably, if this is you or your person, the stingray person definitely gets tested a lot. Like their patience gets tested, and they are just, it kind of takes their inner light and their own inner beauty and regulating themselves to kind of get through the day, because their days might be a little difficult. But yeah, with this freedom, I possess the power and free will to create my own happiness. This stingray person is literally learning all about power and how to be empowered and how to believe in themselves. I forgot to mention this, when I was starting your pile, I heard the song Barracuda by Heart, so that could be a significant song to some of you, but I'm even called to notice that we have 251 cards. So I definitely feel like this stingray person is more attuned to the connection than this firefly person is at this moment in time that we're looking at. So with the firefly person, I feel like they get bursts of awareness about this connection, but they're much more in the dark. If this is a separation situation, I would say it's much more likely that the firefly person is the flighty one, maybe the one that is maybe running from this connection, or just is unsure about this connection, because the fact that we have indecision and we have justice here, it definitely seems like this person overthinks this connection. This person doesn't seem to be the type of person to like commit very often. They could be in the legal system in some way, like they could be like a lawyer or do something related to that, law enforcement maybe. For some of you, not all of you obviously, but with this Justice card, we definitely have Libra energy here, but we have air signs in general, that being Gemini and Aquarius as well. But yeah, it seems like the point in time, if this is the present time, this person, the Firefly person, definitely wants to do right by the Stingray, but they don't really know what to do. And I feel like, you know, maybe both of these people, you and this person, whichever you are, maybe you talk intermittently or you're completely in separation. Nothing's really going on right now. You know, one's up in the air, the other's in the sea. So it's kind of like you guys are in two wholly different elements. I feel like the Firefly is definitely looking at situations from a very logical perspective, whereas the Stingray is looking at them from a very emotional perspective. But I feel like in these two people's separate energies, they still feel one another. I would say it's more constant for the Stingray because they are just more emotionally in tune and are starting to listen to their intuition. But the Firefly gets bursts of that. And what's interesting is that with this indecision card, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. I feel like this Firefly does have some type of intuitive knowing about this connection, but their brain kind of overrides it. So what I feel like both of these people are working on is learning how to stand in their own power and heal. I feel like wherever this is connection wise, these two are kind of separate. You know, maybe you two are together, but it's long distance. But I do feel like for most of you, this is going to be a separation situation or a situation where you two haven't met yet, or I don't know, of course, Michael Bublé is going off in my brain, like, just haven't met you yet. But I think it's interesting though how similar the colors are in these cards, because I think that this mystery card is kind of talking about how either the fate of this connection is unknown at this time, or who this person is, y'all don't know each other yet, or if you're already with this person and this sounds like your past situation with them, this is definitely a sign that Spirit is saying this is an example of where you have to trust the great mystery and trust all of this, because like look how it was brought together. So let's go ahead and look at your lives together now, because clearly what I'm seeing is that your lives are not together right now. So I feel like we'll just look at the cards and then we'll go in from there. But yeah, hopefully that wasn't too confusing, but that should sound like you and them. I was kind of hoping for something more like in the future, but I guess Spirit just has thoughts. So let's go ahead and look at your cards now. So to start, we have number 11, Pluto, transformation. And we have the third eye chakra, psychic development. Okay, and then these cards will represent your love life, like the love romantic connection with them. So we have the Page of Cups, or the Princess of Shells. We have the Four of Swords, or the Four of Wings. We have the Magician, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. And then representing your everyday life together, we have the Nine of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. And then finally, we have these little tea leaf cards. Let me see if I can get away with, okay, I'll put them in the corners. So I'll pull them up here then. Okay, so for your tea leaf cards, we have the Beetle, Good Fortune, and we have the month of February. We also have Broken Bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem, and key, successful outcome to your problems. Okay, so let's go ahead and start here, because I think that this is really interesting, and definitely it's important that you came to this video today. So this definitely confirms to me that there's either a separation here, or you have been, if it's not a separation, then you've definitely been healing from a past relationship, or if you're already with this person, then Spirit is definitely commending all the transforming you've been doing and all of that. But I feel like for a majority of you, this is, if you're already with this person, the challenge is over. So I'm going to kind of neglect you in this part, because this is mainly for people who haven't met this person yet or are in separation with them. So what I'm seeing here is that you're not crazy in thinking that this person has a really important role in your life. But what I'm hearing from your guides, first and foremost, is that this person's role in your life is up to you. And you might not feel like it's up to you, but the way that I see it, like, in front of me, is that you're kind of like in a video game, if you will, and you have options. Like, I would say right now, you're probably really worried about this connection, or if you haven't met this person yet, you're probably really worried that you won't meet them, that you won't find it. Especially if you are like a romantic at heart, it might be really hard for you to like think about something, especially if things have gone bad in the past. Or maybe things like, especially if this is a separation situation, I feel like you may be kind of ruminating over the past with this person. Like, did that really happen? Like, am I crazy? But this Nine of Swords really kind of shows mental distress. So if you find yourself just like not being able to like get a break from your brain, definitely don't feel ashamed or feel like it's bad to get help in some way. I do think that's kind of important here. This Pluto card, there's a quote for it. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it, in the book, that says, "People living deeply have no fear of death." And this Pluto is a planet of extremes. And so I definitely feel like this is an extremely intuitive, spiritual connection, especially with a magician. But the intensity of those extremes make it incredibly important for, if you're going to be with this person, for you to kind of be able to handle your own and have a level of healing done already. So it would definitely make sense for a lot of you who are in separation with this person that you maybe went through extremes with them and are in separation now. But what I find really interesting is that I'm sorry, I got stopped there. I was hearing somebody in my head. Everything that you've been going through has been for your own development and your own transformation. You essentially growing into who you're supposed to be. And one thing that I'm seeing here is that with the Nine of Swords, the Four of Cups, you're probably taking time to do you, taking time to heal. I would say that you're probably not talking to this person at all. Like I said, for my people in relationships, this is in the past, but you know, we gotta worry about the people in the present if you've already got it worked out. But there's definitely like the desire for hope here. And I feel like you've definitely been manifesting love, if not this specific person. But what's interesting is that there's a need for you to kind of look at how you're manifesting. So with this Five of Swords here, you know, this is the energy of winning, but winning and coming off looking like a jerk. Maybe this is referencing your counterpart, and how maybe you're manifesting something that isn't a win-win situation for you, or Spirit is saying that there needs to be an energy of manifesting what is best for you and not thinking about you and this person. Actually, I think that's incredibly important. Spirit is really asking you not to make decisions, especially if this is a connection and separation, based upon what you think will align you with this person. Oh my God, I'm literally thinking of like that episode of Rick and Morty where Morty's holding the death crystal and he can like see in the crystal, he can see himself like dying with Jessica, the girl that he has like a crush on, and he's like and he essentially is consumed by this thought of like, oh, I need to end my life with Jessica. And it's this whole thing. It's the premise of like the entire episode. And he just becomes this monster. And so I think Spirit is saying, you know, be careful about what you're manifesting and how you're manifesting. Because for some of you, this person, for all of you, this person was or will be in your life for a reason. But for some of you, this person will only be in your life for a season. And, you know, with soulmates, we tend to think that soulmates are forever, but that's not necessarily true. Like, the soul connection definitely outlasts this life, but what's best for you in this life, despite a soul tie, may not be this person, depending on what it's going to be different to the individual. For some of you, this is like, yup, I know this is it, this is my person. And for others, it's like, well, I don't know. It depends on your needs. I'll tell you that. You'll know if this person is right for you based on the idea that, one, if this comes back in, they're willing to be collaborative, they're willing to open up to you. But also, this is a lot about you and learning how to trust your intuition, even when the 3D, the physical, isn't necessarily showing what you're picking up on. Because I think that one thing you're really struggling with is that you are picking up on these romantic feelings. And I think your person is as well. And maybe you're off doing your healing and your person is having to reflect on how maybe they've been manipulative in the past, or how they've been selfish. Because what I'm seeing here is that this whole situation is all about controlling what you can't and letting go of what you can't. Because with the broken bridge and the key here, this situation with your person is either going to is going to end, or possibly for some of you already has ended, or you're gonna make it work and figure it out. For some of you, maybe it's losing somebody that you thought was a soulmate to then bring in this person who actually is. Because for some of you, I almost feel like the person I'm picking up on isn't necessarily your soulmate, but is the person that has gotten you into energetic alignment with your soulmate. Because some people come in to help us transform so that we can become the people that we need to be for these more authentic loves. But with this good fortune and February here, you know, February always makes me think of Aquarius energy, the star, hope, but also Pisces energy, which is the moon. And so Spirit is kind of saying, if you follow yourself intuitively and follow what feels right to you and trust, don't ask for anything less than what you know you deserve, the best things are going to come to you. I think kind of what Spirit is showing me here, and I hope that I'm not like being too confusing about this, because I know, because there are separate groups here. Whoever this person is, they're definitely, the most important part of their role with you is helping you become the person you need to be, and also opening your third eye. Because the biggest block to your own psychic abilities and your own intuition is your anxiety, is your head. And I think this person deals with that as well. And I think that for this person you're asking about, their kind of coping mechanism is to shut people out and to kind of always focus on number one being them. I feel like you both are kind of respecting one another's privacy at this time, or if you don't know who they are, there's no choice but to be private. If you're single, if you're single right now, Spirit's kind of saying this person is coming in, and they're making decisions right now in their life to be able to be in alignment with that. For others, if this is somebody that you're in separation with, I feel like it's definitely not over if you don't want it to be over. But I do think that there is a need for you to recognize what you will and won't put up with, and what you can do on your end to maybe be a more considerate, caring, understanding person. And maybe you've been totally considerate, caring, and understanding, and they haven't been at all. And that's when you need to assess, okay, is this person, is it worth wasting my kindness, consideration, caring energy on this person? Is this really benefiting me? So if you are in separation, it's possible February could be significant in that sense, that maybe things will resolve by then. But if it's not this person, what Spirit is saying is it's somebody better. And if things didn't work out, things don't or didn't work out here, it's because they were never meant to, because there's a better door to be opened. I mean, the fact that we had the Wheel of Fortune come out twice, I feel like really goes to show that you can't mess this up, and a lot of these things are out of your control. It's kind of about assessing what is in your control. So things that are in your control, for example, are, how you take care of yourself, how you check in with yourself, check in with your needs, who you allow into your circle. Now, if you're under 18, which you probably shouldn't be watching this if you're under 18, but I mean, if you are, hi. If you're not in charge of your own life, it's kind of hard to set boundaries with certain people, but you're in control of what you do or don't say to people. You're in control of a lot more things than you realize, but it's easy to get worried about the aspects that we can't control. And what Spirit is trying to get you to understand is that you don't have to have such a tight grip on this situation, or what's going to happen, or what's next, or why. Because it's more so about, okay, what can you learn from what has happened in this situation so far? That will be for those of you in separation. If you are single, Spirit is asking, okay, what things do you need to heal from your past in order to help bring this person in? What aspects within you do you feel are wounded, so that you can kind of work on those while this person comes in? Because the universe kind of matches us with what we're energetically aligned with. And I think, the fact that we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician here, that 1 + 10 = 11, I feel like this is kind of a continual process. And so with this soulmate, life with your soulmate either hasn't started, or it has started a little bit, had to go apart so that you guys could transform to become who you need to be. And what Spirit is kind of saying is that this all is destined, it's out of your control. And because it is a general reading, you're going to have to listen to what you intuitively feel about this person. Do you feel like they're somebody that you can see like having a long-term thing with? Do you think that they can turn it around? Do you see that with them? Or do you think that you deserve better? Do you think that this is, somebody that was here to teach you lessons, and you're open to whatever? You may have no idea yet, but all you really need to do is follow what feels right and trust that there's good things coming your way. This whole situation is about helping you be able to trust yourself more in terms of love, in terms of life. And so, Spirit always loves to throw me curveballs. Because I was like, oh, life with their soulmate, like, what's going on? So here's the thing. You could either have a life with them. Because, like, for some of you, I'm getting that, like, this could be a long haul type journey. But Spirit is saying, prioritize yourself and your needs first. Focus on what you need to do. Focus on your energy. Because it does seem like in terms of the romance department, like, things aren't really happening right now. And it's your, unless there's an agreement between the two of you that you're exclusive, I mean, you're a free agent, right? So don't, you know, don't be afraid to explore. Just see where life takes you, especially if you are in separation and you're not sure what you want. Literally, this is all about following your own intuition. And I know that this is so incredibly frustrating, but I also think it's about how willing you are to work with this person, because we have broken bridge or key. So I feel like, you know, for some of you, you'll either choose to move forward or move on. For others, you might come together and work things out after you've had this transformation. What I'm seeing here is that there is a need to kind of detach emotionally from this situation and instead look at things from your highest good. So the best way I can explain this is pretend that you are your best friend. Put yourself in your best friend's put yourself in your best friend's shoes and think about how, because like obviously your best friend, you love the shit out of them and you want the best for them. So if your best friend was in this situation, what would you tell them? What would you want them to do? Obviously whatever feels right to them, whatever feels good to them, but your best friend can always kind of see the things like, oh, like you need to do this or you deserve better than that. It's hard to be honest with ourselves in terms of like self-love. And so I feel like for you, for this pile, it's gonna be a lot more about what does your healing require of you? What do you know you deserve? And things of that nature. You know, this is kind of an extreme connection, and I would not be shocked if you and this person kind of go back and forth. But I mean, if you feel like this person is the one and you're in separation with them and you know, you just want to explore that, you just want to do your thing, stay in your own lane, honor that. You know, it's all about following your intuition and following what feels right to you so that you don't look back with regrets. Because no matter what, Spirit is saying that the wheel is turning in your favor, and either things with this person in this situation are going to even out and they're going to improve and come back into balance when the time is right, or you're gonna cut your losses, decide what's best for you, and somebody even better is gonna come in. And I think I always like tell this to myself. I don't know if it'll be helpful for you guys, but I just always tell myself that if something doesn't happen for me, it's only because there's something better that my guides want to give me, or there's something better to replace that. Like it's almost like you need to have expectations that what you are getting is good, and that like, you know, your guides won't do you dirty. And I mean, the reward of this transformation is a beautiful type of successful outcome. I think your transformation, your own personal inner transformation, is really dependent on how this situation goes. Because if you're insecure, if you're codependent, things like that, you know, it's a lot easier for, that doesn't mean like we all have insecurities, we all have to work on codependency. But what I kind of mean is like, depending on how intense those problems are within you, it may be really hard to have a connection with this person, because you may have to have difficult conversations, you may have to be willing to concede, you may have to open up about your insecurities. And instead of bottling all that up, Spirit's kind of saying you and this person will have to be open, we'll have to be honest with one another, and that might be kind of difficult. But what I think is beautiful here is that Spirit is saying no matter what, everything's gonna, like, not only just in life but in love as well, like the wheel is turning twice. There are fortunate things coming your way and you are manifesting love. But I think maybe Spirit is saying try not to manifest a specific person unless you absolutely positively know that it's this person or nobody. Trust your own inner guidance with that. But Spirit is saying, you know, you don't have to tell anyone about this stuff. Just kind of follow your heart, follow what feels right to you, and don't allow your head to like kind of muddle that or make you feel wrong. You know, our brains are kind of mean to us, and our brains are kind of the worst bully when it comes to our own intuition. So before we do charms, I'm gonna pull some animal advice for you. Forgot to take it out of the box beforehand. But I'm like, I can't just leave this pile without advice. So we'll pull a couple advice cards, and the animals that come through, we will also consider them to be, look, as I cut this, life is a mystery, and you guys have that mystery card. We will cut them to be, we'll see what the animals are like significant to this connection and get the advice. And then we'll look at charms, and then we'll move over to the extended, where we're gonna look at the sex life between you and this person. So it will be 18 plus. If you're not 18, I don't want to know that you're not 18. If you're under 18 and you're watching that video, you at least 18, okay? All right, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? What does pile 1 need to know? Hawk Spirit, let Spirit be your guide. Yep, Spirit is saying we really, you gotta trust us on this one, okay? We also have Dove Spirit, be peace, which is interesting because I'm actually burning a peace candle right now. What else, Spirit? What other advice do you have for pile 1? We have Stag Spirit, take the lead. And on the back of the deck, we have Cat Spirit, claim your independence. So yeah, I think Spirit is really saying you're not going to be able to anticipate what the best outcome is. It's more so that you have to just trust that you know best and that you can take the lead in your own life and follow what you feel guided to do and be at peace with your decisions and trust that everything will unfold as it's meant to. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and look at charms now. So I am going to be using this plate. It was made by my lovely friend Courtney. She has a small business called DAINTY PRAIRIE. She makes tons of jewelry and like plates and stuff like this, and she made this one for me. So hopefully you can see the charms on here. This is kind of experimental, so if you can't see the charms, I'll switch the plate next video. But yeah, if you're interested in something like this, I will link her site down below. But we're gonna go ahead and look at your charms now. So we have the shooting star, so more Aquarius energy, Spirit asking you to make wishes and have hopes. We also have the sun, so Leo energy can be significant. This is also Cancerian, what? Okay, I don't know why Cancer is coming through. Maybe we have Cancers. The sun is definitely not Cancer energy. It's actually the moon, but what I see here, though, is that I think Spirit is saying that there's clarity about this connection coming and clarity about your next steps forward. We also have the gumball machine, which I think is a very promising little guy to have on the plate, because you know, this is just an assurance of you may not be able to get to choose what comes out, but it's still gumball, it's still a blessing. And Spirit's saying that you have tons of blessings, and it kind of just depends on like the path that you take in terms of how these blessings will actually manifest. But kind of trust your path with it. Ooh, we also have the cupcake. So, oh my God. If you ever heard the rap artist Cupcake, she's got some interesting songs, and I wish I could, oh gosh, I heard this song in my head though, so I was like, oh my God, but I can't remember what it's called. Oh, it's called Deep Throat by Cupcake, if you wanna see that. But yeah, I think that either this person sees you as somebody very sweet, or there's gonna be a sweet, what I'm hearing, like sweet dreams are made of this. We also have the teacup, so you could be hearing tea about this person, or you could meet up to get tea with them, or tea just in some way could be significant. We also have I love autumn, so maybe someone is named Autumn. Maybe some seeds were planted back in autumn that are growing now, or just seeds in general have been planted for what's next for you. But yeah, the fall season could be significant. We also have this little foot. So I think Spirit is saying, you know, focus on your journey. Take it one step at a time. Don't be in a rush. Jordan Sparks coming through now. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. We also have the drum set. So I feel like, okay, one, I always interpret this as like this person definitely has like feelings for you. Well, they want to bang you. That's what I mean. But like also, I think Spirit is saying that the signs that are meant to get your attention will get your attention. You don't have to look for them. They're going to kind of slap you in the face and you'll know that they're signs. We also have the butterfly though. And so I think Spirit is confirming that in order for this situation to come in, you know, you have to finish that process of growing, of transforming, and that's going to be different for all of you. But I think that this is also a transformation of the heart. Most of this transformation may not be very physical. I think it's just experiencing extremes in your heart chakra that are going to be maybe jarring or will take some time. As soon as I picked this up, I just heard replay, you know, like Shadi's a melody in my head. Oh my gosh. It's like my iPod, like iPods, they don't even exist anymore. Well, I think they do, but like we just don't really use it. Anyway, you could have history with this person, or maybe you both have a love for vintage things, but I feel like you both do think about one another a lot, and I think that this maybe kind of like the past situations between you have been on replay or something like that. It's kind of just like going over and over, and I think Spirit is asking you to pay attention to the cycles in your life because they may be pointing to something deeper or like a cycle or a habit of yours that needs attention. But we also have to the moon and back. So yeah, I feel like the way that you and this person feel about each other or will feel about each other, or you'll feel with the next person that comes in, will be very strong. But I almost feel like to the moon and back, I think no matter what, you and this person will always have love for each other, and will do a lot for one another. I think, you know, maybe especially if you're in separation, this person almost didn't want this connection because they couldn't handle the guilt of being focused on themselves while you or if you're the one that was running your person, they like couldn't handle the guilt of that. You know what I mean? Let's see. We also have the 4-leaf clover. So I definitely think luck is on your side. Things should be going very well. In your love life, things should be turning up. Things should be getting better. Like I said, if you're already with this person, then clearly, like, things just, the odds were in your favor, in the words of Effie Trinket, and things definitely did get better. We also have the sign of Gemini and intelligent, so you and this person could be like intellectual equals. We also have the number 5, so that could indicate that change is coming, or Taurus energy or Gemini energy could be significant. Let's see, in terms of letters, we have G, we have K, Calvin, I just heard Calvin Klein. We also have H. Okay, I don't know what some of y'all are doing, but the GHB, is that like a drug or something? I don't even know what that is, so I probably sound stupid, but just the letters GHB could be significant. U, V, J, so let's see, yeah, we have J, yeah, okay, that's the letters. So we have G, U, K, J, V, and H. So yeah, this person could definitely want to hug you. Oh my god, and that's the first, oh wait, no, it's not. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I literally was thinking that Cupcake song, and I for a second, I thought the first 2 letters of that song were Hug Me, and I was like, oh my god, it's not Hug Me. It's something else. Look up that song if you're curious. But yeah, for some of you, like a JV team, if you were like in like high school or something, or later, junior varsity could be significant. Vegetarian, so somebody could be vegetarian or vegan or something like that. This person might, if one of you has, or both of you has titties, they might really like that. They think they're huge. Huge, but we have no E. But yeah, I think that is all I'm seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and hold this up. If you want to pause and look at the charms deeper, feel free to do that, but I'm not lifting this up. Okay, pile 1. I'm going to leave your reading here. We're going to take it over to the extended now. We're going to look at the your sex life with this person. So I'm definitely theorizing that this is either going to be this person when you guys come back together, if you guys come back together, or this new person if you decide that you deserve something better. I'm sorry that this wasn't maybe more in depth, but I feel like it was important for y'all to know this because when it comes to the way our life can unfold, I think it's really important to remember that there's always options. You always have free will, and as long as you're prioritizing yourself and your needs first, you won't find yourself getting sucked into something that's like not worth your time or energy. And I also just think, if you're already with this person, then Spirit's saying like, wow, like you guys really have been through a lot and gotten through it. Like you should be proud of how far you've come and how much you've had to change. But for most of you, I do feel like this is something that is ongoing or will be coming in soon. But for those of you where it is coming in soon, why the fuck did my water just move like that? That was really uncomfortable. Anyway, yeah, y'all didn't see that, but off camera, my drink like slid across the coaster. That was kind of creepy. But I think what my point of what I'm trying to say is, if you're single, I don't want you to be wary of this person. If this is a new person coming in, be open to them. But you might be focused on a past person and be having trouble letting go of that, and that might be why that's not necessarily coming in yet. But you deserve love, pile 1. You are so worthy of love, and I know that the best love is going to come for you. So I hope you all enjoyed this reading. Definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates. If you want to meet me over in the extended, feel free to. But thank you so much to everybody who watches my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. If this resonated, I would definitely love to hear how down below in the comments. If you're already with this person, maybe comment your story. Tell us like how y'all came back into each other's lives or what that was like for you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this reading here. If you want to subscribe, feel free. If not, that's cool. If you want to join me over in the extended where things are gonna get steamy, feel free. If not, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the flower agate sun and this bag of charms, which I'm going to set off to the side until we're ready to use them, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to start by looking at the energy of the connection. You might recognize this energy, you might not. It could be future energy. For some of you, it could be past energy. For some, it could be present. Just depends on where you're at in your situation. Energy is the same, but the time in which we experience energies are different. So to start with the connecting energies between you and this person, we have Into the Unknown and Tribe. We also have a flower. I wanted to pull a flower that was significant to each connection. So the flower significant to this connection is the Snapdragon, and it represents graciousness and benevolence. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. And Aesop said that. Also, before I forget, when I was getting ready to do your pile, the song by Kanye West, I think it's called Black Skinhead, has like this like drum thing in the, I don't even know if it's drums. I'm not very musical. But yeah, I think that song was playing in my head. So Kanye West, or that Kanye West song could be significant, or the Yeezus album. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the people now in this connection. So the first person is being represented by the golden egg, and their energy is being represented by green and fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And the other person in this connection is being represented by the moth, and their energies towards the connection and the golden egg are what is hidden will be revealed, and friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Oh. I have a hot take, pile 2, and I could be wrong, but I think for a lot of the people that picked this pile, the golden egg isn't actually a person. I think that you both are represented in this moth energy, and that's not to diss you at all. It's not at all. If these are two separate energies, I'll go into that, but for a lot of you, I feel like this is you and your person are both this moth energy, and I'll tell you why. The golden egg represents the heart chakra, and it's all about kind of that inner warmth, that inner love, that inner nurturing and comfort that we have when we have like an open heart chakra. And it talks about how the heart is something that kind of needs to be nurtured, and it takes time for it to kind of be open and completely unfold for another person. Well, I think that's just like love in general. It's not necessarily like the heart chakra, but the golden egg does represent the heart chakra, which is interesting because we have this green card here, and the heart chakra energy is green, and then we have this tribe card. But anyway, the green card is the very last card in this oracle deck, and it talks about growing wildly, like, and it always makes me think of images of like places where the land is like reclaiming the space, like abandoned buildings, or abandoned places, or just places that haven't had much upkeep, where like the Mother Nature kind of just starts taking everything back and growing through it, over it, every which way. So I feel like what this is talking about, this golden egg, green, and fear, is more so the energy of the potential of this connection, or the energy that this connection evolved into for a lot of you if you're already with this person, or kind of where you and your person are headed if you choose to follow this connection, which I think you will. Spoiler alert. But the reason why I think that you both are here in this moth energy is because this is the very first air card in this deck. You or this person could be an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or have those placements. But that's less important, because what this moth kind of talks about is energy that's kind of flighty, energy that sees things like the grass always being greener on the other side, green, and kind of just having a short attention span. That's not a diss coming from me. I have ADD, so if you do too, we're in this together. But what I'm really seeing here is that it's not that you both are like that. Maybe you are in terms of romantic relationships, but what I think this actually is referencing is, honestly, instead of the moth, this is making me think more of like the Ace of Swords, and kind of how you can be enlightened and your perception can change and you can get more clarity. I feel like for some of you, you definitely know who this person is and you're just friends right now. and maybe both of you are awakening to something deeper here. For those of you who haven't met this person yet, I think that you are going through the necessary process of enlightening yourself to be open and ready for this connection. For those of you already with this person, I would say it's very likely that you've probably moved beyond this mothy energy and are more in this loving green energy. And I'll kind of I'll explain why now instead of just... This is ADD in action. Even channeling, I'm like going back and forth. But anyway, I don't think like if what I'm being shown right now is like these two people don't really know where this connection is going. They both recognize that they're in one another's lives for a reason. So that'll be you and this person. But there's things that have been left unsaid. There's truths that have been left untold. There's things that both parties need to be open about. And I think a big portion of that truth is just the truth of feelings and like opening yourself up to the potential of rejection or just learning the truth. Because I think both people here are either like, if you're not with them yet, like it could be non-committal or just not interested in romantic relationships. I feel like no matter what, whether this is somebody in the future or somebody that you already know, this is somebody who you're going to develop a friendship with first, and it's going to kind of slowly build, because the golden egg talks about things needing like time and patience to hatch, you know what I mean? Needing nurturing, comfort, warmth. And I think neither of you really know where this is going. Now, if you're already with this person, this is a very specific message. If you're already with this person, you could be entering a new phase of your life together. So maybe that's ascending that level of commitment. And maybe there's, you know, a surprise relating to that for some of you. And I know people always freak out when they hear this, but like you'll know if this message is relevant for you. For some of you, you could be like, if you're with your person, or technically you don't have to be with your person, but you could be pregnant or expecting, or maybe your partner is expecting a kid together. And if that's the case, I would say you both are more in this energy than in this moth energy. You're more in that golden egg, that loving energy, waiting for something to hatch, you know, growing your family, probably being afraid of the changes that creates, and recognizing you're going into unknown territory, but excited for what lies ahead. Because like definitely you and this person are part of each other's soul tribe. And I think that it's very likely, if you want to have a family with this person, that can happen. But like I said, obviously everybody is at different stages in their life in terms of parenthood. Some people don't want them. That's totally valid. This could be owning pets or plants, you know. Plant parents and pet parents are just as important. Crystal parents. But I think no matter what phase you and your soulmate are at, you're in some type of new phase together. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a new phase, but you're just kind of in the thick of it. It doesn't even have to be a phase. It's just like you both are crossing into that energy of experiencing life together and just seeing what happens. I think that you both really will, or already do, prioritize one another's feelings in terms of wanting to make each other happy, respecting one another, finding little ways to brighten one another's day. And I definitely think, you know, maybe you both will have a similar friend group, or will just enjoy like hanging out in groups together. Like maybe you'll have couple friends or something. But this is a really interesting scenario, because like I said, depending on where you are, you're either going to be on this side or you're going to be on this side. for some, I could definitely see that maybe one person is very aware of this connection, holds a lot of love for the other person, whereas the other person may have only wanted to be friends or only seen the golden egg as a friend because maybe they weren't ready for something more, or maybe they were unaware. Maybe they've recently been enlightened on how the golden egg actually feels. Maybe the golden egg's been giving them off their space, and they're being drawn together. So I guess that's how that would work if you both are two separate individuals. But I think for a lot of you, it's going to be one way or the other. Either you and this person are growing more in life together. You're creating your own little tribe, your own family, whatever that version of family is to you, even if it's just the both of you, and kind of sticking through those battles of just regular battles of life together. You know, it's pretty scary to walk in general, like with a blindfold on. I'm thinking of, oh gosh, the beach party episode of The Office where they're doing one of those games, and I think it's Andy and Kelly, and Kelly's like, I know I'm near the big rock, and like, and I think Andy's like, you're nowhere near the big rock, and she's like, no, I know I'm near the big rock, and she like takes her blindfold off, and the rock is like so far away, like not even close to them. So yeah, maybe you both kind of have weird ways of encouraging one another, or it's the love that you have together that like stops you from being that Kelly where you're just like freaked out and want to quit. I feel like you and this person either are or will be very supportive of one another, and I think this connection is something that won't just happen. It's gonna be more of a slow burn than like a bursting into flames sort of thing. And I think that it's going to naturally build on top of itself, and this will actually be the solid start of something really, really special for the both of you. So let's go ahead and look at your life together then, now that we have seen where you and this person may be at. It's definitely going to be enlightening. Oh my gosh, and I even forgot to, Spirit's like yelling at me as I'm clearing these cards away. I think that you both will either be magnetically drawn to each other, or one of you will be magnetically drawn to the other. And it will be like, and the person that's drawn to them may not even know why they're drawn to them. It's just this unseen feeling, I guess is the best way to describe it. But let's go ahead and look at your life with this person and see what we have here. So to start, we have Pisces, I believe. And we have the solar plexus chakra, personal power. So these cards are going to represent your love life or your romantic life with them. So we have the Ace of Swords. Oh, I think I talked about the Ace of Swords, didn't I? Psychic Queen. Okay, we also have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Four of Cups, and we have the King of Pentacles. And then these cards will represent your everyday life together. So for that, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Emperor, and we have the Page of Wands. And then finally, we have these little tea leaf cards, and we have Inkpot, problems to be resolved. We have hills, obstacles to overcome. What's that Weekend song? I think it's called The Hills. I could be wrong though. Whenever the Weekend only calls you 9:30 or something. Anyway, we also have Horse, short journey, and Money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. Okay, so let me make sure these are in the frame. Yeah, actually, cool. Okay. So in terms of your life with them, pile 2. I hope I didn't call you pile 4. Maybe it's because I was looking at the Emperor. I really like this energy because this person is definitely, and I can see why you and this person may not, it may not be immediately obvious to you that there's something more here. Like you might feel drawn to this person as a friend and maybe not something more until it grows. Because I feel like this isn't the person that you necessarily fantasize having a life about, but it's the person that, it's like you and this person are what you need to be for one another to grow in a way that's important. So let's just start with your romantic life with them. You could meet them at work for some of you. For others, you may start a business with this person, or you may work in similar fields. But what I really like about this is that it doesn't even have to really relate to work, but it shows that there's a willingness for you and your partner to be realistic, which we have that King of Pentacles there, to be realistic about your needs, your goals as a couple, to kind of, you both are willing to tweak things. And I think that there's actually a really encouraging energy here of where it's like, no matter how long you're with this person, you both kind of take time to do maintenance on the connection. So instead of like allowing a problem to just kind of simmer and become something bigger, it's like you both bring these things up with one another and work through it together and do what you need to reevaluate things and come up with a solution that's going to make you both happy. For some of you, I'm seeing something really specific here with the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. Spirit could be highlighting 2 children that you have with this person. Maybe for some of you, like especially those who are watching and are already with this person, and you could be trying to have a kid or are expecting one. I definitely think that this is confirmation of that. One of them could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The other could be an air sign, once again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We also have Aries here with the Emperor, so Aries energy could be significant. Or you or your person could be born in the year of the horse as well. And we also have the King of Pentacles, so we have Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. But what I really like here is that you and your soulmate are going to lift one another up and help empower each other in ways that you weren't able to before. And I think it's not even necessarily because the other person is doing that for you. I think it's more so that this partnership is forcing you and your partner, or you and your soulmate, to collaborate, to be realistic, and to find ways to compromise with one another. I feel like you both are going to learn through this connection how to take care of your own needs and also take care of one another's needs, in the sense of like, okay, what can I do for myself and what can my partner help me with? It's like you both are willing to be open about your needs, what is happening. But what's even cooler is that you two also have this intuitive connection, this Pisces energy. So I feel like you and your person's energy, which makes a lot of sense that I would see you both on one side or the other. You know, Pisces is a mutable sign, and I feel like you and your person's feelings are just, they kind of merge into one thing. Like the connection, it's like you two kind of merge so seamlessly. It's like hard to see where one begins and the other ends. And I definitely think that this is kind of referencing this sort of past life spiritual connection you have with this person, which I definitely think there's something past life there with all this Pisces energy. I feel like this isn't your first time around the block with this soulmate. What I think is so cool is that because you both believe in this connection, you have this greater purpose together. It's like you both feel more empowered to live your lives the way you want to. And I think this King of Pentacles doesn't reference you or your partner. I think it references both of you when it comes to the connection. You know, the King of Pentacles is somebody who is grounded. They are stable, reliable. And this isn't something that just you know, the King of Pentacles isn't born the King of Pentacles. You know, it takes time, it takes growth, it takes nurturing. And I think that something that you and your soulmate are going to focus on is never allowing your love life to stagnate or go on the back burner. But what I think is interesting is that you and your soulmate seem to not be very like romantic-y type people in a very lovey-dovey way. You absolutely could be, and I'm just not picking up on that. But I think for a lot of you, like your love languages will be things like acts of service and quality time, maybe physical touch for some of you. Could be gifts as well, but I don't see gifts for all of you. I think you see one another as a gift. And I think what the beautiful thing about this connection is that even though there's this dreamy element to it, you both are realistic when it comes to the relationship. Now, when it comes to these 2 pages, if you don't want kids or anything like that, I don't want to freak you out and be like, well, you're going to have some. I'm not saying that at all. Because what this also shows me here with this Page of Swords and this Page of Wands is that you and this person will have periods of time where you feel more disconnected from one another. Not because of something bad going on in your connection, but only because of structures outside of your control. So that could be work schedules. Maybe one of you has to travel for work. That could be other restraints, or I think the biggest thing is honestly work, or needing to attend to certain things like at home for some of you. But no matter what the case is, I feel like even when you both are kind of separated by a distance or by your jobs because you just aren't making time for one another, I think that you both are going to do small things for one another to like show each other that you're on one another's mind or that you're thinking of them. So for example, like maybe you guys are constantly texting, and maybe you make little crafts for one another, or maybe one of you like writes letters and the other one you know, is creative about expressing their love to you. But what I also think is really kind of cute about this is, and I am kind of calling you both out on this, but I think that this is really a good thing. I feel like you two merging together will honestly kind of help create an empire, because I think one of you is more Page of Wandsy and the other is more Page of Swordsy. So like, you know, one of you is maybe more focused on your passions, on being creative, exploring that creativity, while the other is more logical, wants to study, interested in different subjects and things like that. And I feel like you both are kind of merging your own ideas together to create something bigger, especially if you start a business with this person or expand a business with this person. But I think one thing that you both will enjoy doing is kind of fantasizing about exploring these different topics or learning about these different things and then never doing them. For some of you, you might, but I don't think you follow through on it very often. But this is actually really cool because you both will be very very open to exploration of new things, introducing new things to your relationship, of just topics that you're interested in. I feel like you both will be the type of people to watch documentaries together or take like a class together, even if one of you isn't very interested in it. But I think it's through this exploration when you're younger, because I do feel like for a lot of you, this will be a very long-term connection. You both will be mirrors where you'll see kind of what needs to be improved in yourselves through the other. But I think it's like with you two uniting, you could create almost your own empire. You know, money path, a path with money is waiting for you to find it. It's like maybe when you both collaborate on this idea, you know, someone's the brains and someone's the physical part, the creation part, and together you guys kind of come in and make that empire. That could be really cool for a lot of you. But for others, the biggest overall arching like theme that I see here is that it's you both are kind of emperors in your own right, where you're attending to things in your own world and focusing on what you can control. But you kind of dedicate your outside time to letting your soulmate know that like you're on their mind, or them vice versa. And there's no problem too big, no hill too large, because I mean, we have ink pot problems to be resolved and hills, obstacles to overcome. You know, it's not like you and this person won't have any trials or tribulations. I think what Spirit is saying is that the reason why this person is your soulmate and why this will work out long term is because this person will believe in this connection as much as you will, and will be open and willing to work through those issues with you, rather than playing the blame game or pretending like they don't exist or sweeping them under the rug. And I think more often than not, you'll realize that these obstacles or these hills won't be that bad when you go at them together. And I think that one thing Spirit is saying is that the more you empower one another, the more you feel empowered, the more powerful the relationship is, and in turn you're more powerful just in your everyday life. This is a really good energy in the sense that this person, your soulmate, they're gonna be good for you and you're gonna be good for them. And if you're already with this person, you're probably already well aware of that. And I feel like with this person, you know, they will lay their expectations out. You're not going to have to guess what they're thinking. I do think I just got this very specific vision of like two people at like a dinner party. And obviously this will be you and your soulmate. And like kind of giving each other like subtle little signals, like with eyes or things like that. You can kind of just read each other. Like if somebody's saying something like, oh, Beverly is talking about her garden again, like, you know, you give them that look like, I can't fucking believe Beverly's talking about her damn garden again. Like, how can someone talk about radishes that much? Like, you guys will just have like straight up telepathic conversations with one another. And I think that no matter how hectic and intense life gets, it's this cool, like watery Pisces energy that's always going to bring you back down to earth. And what I love is that we have a lot of like earth and like air. Well, we have all the elements here, but I like that there's like this, you both gain confidence in yourselves and feel more powerful to go after what you want, but you also get this deeper connection to spirit because you're following this spiritual connection and you have this spiritual connection. So it's like, yeah, this is not only bringing you close, this soulmate connection will not only bring you closer to yourself, but it will also bring you closer to God, to divinity, to spirituality, or just to the unknown if you don't believe in anything at all. But before we get into the charms to get more details about this and just see what Spirit wants to leave you off with, I'm going to pull a couple of animal cards because I want to see, one, I want to get advice for y'all watching, and two, I want to see what animals are significant to this soulmate connection, because we got a flower. So we already have horse, and Aries energy could be significant, Pisces energy, so fish. But okay, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2, and what animals are significant to pile 2's connection, please? Okay. So to start, we have the armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries, and we have the crow spirit. They really missed an opportunity to say crow create with spirit. Yeah, they probably, I feel some of you actively judging me, but that's okay. It was worth it for the pun. Yeah, and I think that with this person, maybe you and this person will have to like, you could merge so easily together that you may have to create boundaries, or you may have to like kind of scale back, like when you find yourself getting lost in them. But clearly this connection is guided by spirit, and like, so the ideas that you have with this person, spirit wants you to explore them, because they're like, bro, we're literally giving you ideas on how to get the bag. And I think for a lot of you, you will end up working with this person and creating some type of legacy or empire. But I think, you know, that legacy and that empire is essentially determined by how much y'all get done. If it always stays in the ideas phase, it's not going to get very far. We also have squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. So yeah, there's definitely that need to believe in yourself, and just to be diligent and work hard. But on the back of the deck, we also have the elephant spirit, learn from the past. So yeah, spirit is asking you to look at your past connections and see what you can learn from them. But this is also, you know, with your person, with your soulmate, you know, this Ace of Swords is awesome because it's like triumph, and I feel like this is literally saying like the mistakes, the obstacles, the problems that you face will make the future that you have together easier, and the more time goes on, the more you'll feel in control. So we're gonna go ahead and look at your charms now, finally. And I have a new charms plate, but I don't know if it's going to be too distracting. So like, definitely let me know if that's the case. But I have to show this off because my lovely friend Courtney, she is a small business owner. She owns a website called DAINTY, PRAIRIE, and she makes custom resin things like jewelry. She made this plate for me. So I'll link her down below if you want to check her out and support a small business. But I wanted to see how it would work for a charm plate. So yeah, hopefully it works, because I want to use it. But we're going to go ahead and look at your charms with this person and get some more deets on this connection before we look at the 18 plus stuff in the extended. So okay, so we're just gonna start with this sun, moon, and star charm, because this to me is always like the divinely guided, divine timing pile. So if this is your pile, I think spirit is saying a lot of this is written in the stars. I can't remember who sings that, but it's a very 2000 song. I'm sure you can find it, but it's kind of like you can't mess it up, so don't worry about it. But we also have the little duck here, so I think that this connection will help you and this person kind of get your shit together. Like, it's like you both come together to become adults. So it's like, even if you're not having children, so for some of you it's like, oh god, we're having children, but for others it's like you both are still low-key still children, and you're learning how to grow up together. It's kind of really sweet, and like you learn how to get your ducks in a row together, and you kind of embrace this growth. I think it's really awesome. We also have this crystal teardrop, and I think that this is somebody that is going to, once again, like, you and your soulmate are going to be pretty emotionally open, which is interesting because we have the green message in a bottle, but this is actually meant to represent bottled up emotions. And so I think that spirit is saying, you know, it is important to speak your mind with this person, even if you are afraid to, because I doubt you or this person wants to keep your emotions bottled up. But not only that, like, I feel like maybe for some of you, you might know who this person is and you haven't expressed feelings yet. But if you can feel a vibe with that, Pisces is all about, you know, sensing the things that are not seen. So I feel like spirit is saying, you know, these feelings may grow for a while before they're ready to be expressed. But with this teardrop, I feel like once they are expressed, you know, you both will feel a lot more comfortable to be like open and vulnerable with each other. We also have this match that says match. So spirit definitely says that you guys are a match, and like they ship it. So they're trying to bring you two together. We also have the seahorse here, and I'm pretty sure seahorses are like, I'm pretty sure they only have like one partner and they mate for life. And I think actually it's the male seahorses that have the babies. So if you are having kids with somebody, or your partner is having a child, or this is soulmate, or that's something you want in your future, I think that this is like an optimistic sign that your partner will be, you or your partner will be very encouraging, will make this easy. It's like you both will carry burdens together, be in it. This has like heavy family energy to me as well. We have the squirrel again, so that's cool. I definitely think that this is once again spirit reiterating to believe in yourself, but also that you and your soulmate will always land on your feet, even when things seem tough. Like if you've ever noticed, like squirrels, they always somehow like land on their feet. It's kind of crazy. And like also, ooh, I just heard a specific message as well. If you or your person come into a decent chunk of change, invested in something, plant seeds and start investing early is like something that I'm hearing, because it will pay off for you. I don't know shit about finances, so only do what feels right to you. We also have the little milk card. So I feel like you both will be you both will be super sweet and nurturing to one another, probably when the other doesn't need it, but you'll just like love doing that because it'll just be very nurturing. Oh God, I hate this term, but it's coming through. For some of you, you might have, I'm not saying it, it's mommy something. I hate it. I hate that word. But I think that for some of you, maybe this person will like yours if you've got, it's another word for titties essentially, but titties could be significant. Maybe you both have some, maybe one of you does, and they're really nice. I don't know. Let's see. We also have the pineapple. And once again, the pineapple to me is a sign of good television taste. SpongeBob. So maybe you watch SpongeBob together or something like that. But on a realer note, the pineapple is a symbol of friendship, which once again we saw in your reading. And also the pineapple is a symbol of welcome and like a symbol of home. So I feel like you and this person are going to build a home together that you both feel very welcome in, that you both feel very cozy in. I think you're going to create a home that you love a lot. And what's funny is I just saw this I Heart My Cat, and I was thinking of Gary the snail. So I do think that you guys will have pets together, if not, if you don't already. But I mean, with the milk and I love my cat, I think that if there is a feminine in this connection, I think that either you both are going to be obsessed with each other's bodies, or one of y'all is going to be obsessed with each other's bodies. But we'll get into that in the extended spirit. Chill out. The spirit's like chomping at the bit. We also have this key here. So I definitely think, you know, we had a lot of keys in the beginning, and I think that you both will be unlocking a lot of secrets about yourselves and about one another through getting to know each other. But I also think that like you both will hold the key to each other's hearts. And with the frog here, I think that this is just going to be a very healing connection. But also I think you both are going to realize why you had to kiss all those frogs before you could find each other. We also have the number 0. We have the number 4. So 40 could be significant, or maybe 2004, maybe 1904, the year of our Samantha Parkington. Okay, that was just an American Girl reference. We also have this smile. It's the same in all languages. So I do feel like you and this person will encourage each other to look on the bright side of things and to try to make life more fun and joyful for the other. For some of you, this is really specific, but you could get married like in a church or something like that. You could have like a religious ceremony. I'm also just seeing like, I'm just seeing like a lot of like Spanish Catholic architecture and like imagery. So I don't know, maybe one or both of you is from like Spain, or Catholicism is significant in some way. We have this little pink charm, which makes me think of unconditional love, and I think that that is really fitting for both of you. Like there is an unconditional, very long-term nature to this connection. Oh, and we have that one as well. So maybe April 1st, April Fool's Day, or January 4th could be significant. Let's see. We also have the Scorpio charm, and it says passionate on the back, and we have the Sagittarius charm, and it says optimist. So Scorpio and Sag could be significant placements. We also have a T, so you guys could have specific TV shows that you like to watch together. Maybe one of you is a vet. I'm seeing the name Ty, or Beanie Babies could be significant as well. I think that you both will feel like at home with each other in the sense of like your inner children. I'm also seeing oi. I know some people say oi a lot. I don't know why, but this V makes me hear Vishnu. Truthfully, I don't know if that is like a deity or a name or something like that. I'm sure y'all will enlighten me in the comments. I'm just hearing the name Vishnu, so take that as you will. 14 is also Temperance, which is more Sagittarius energy. Also maybe some of y'all like math. I'm seeing like TI 84 or something like that, Texas. So Texas could be significant, Texas Instruments. I also see Kentucky here, and Qatar. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on these now, and if you want to pause it and look at them a little bit closer, feel free to. But pile 2, I'm gonna leave your reading here. We're gonna take it over into the extended now, because the charms definitely alluded to some sexual energy, and we're essentially gonna look at what your sex life is going to be like with your soulmate. So if you want to see the 18 plus, the extended will be linked down below. But if you're leaving me here, thank you guys so much for watching all the way through, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you're interested in other ways to support me, the links to my social media and my merch will be down below as well. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you left a like, and if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed and click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. And if this resonated, I'd love to hear how. Definitely comment down below. Congrats to any expecting parents. That's awesome. Happy for y'all. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night, and we'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose the Larimar seashell and the Tiffany blue bag, you guys are secretly my favorite because you got the bougiest bag. Not like, that's just a joke. I'm not truly playing favorites, but this is my favorite bag. Anyway, okay. We are going to go ahead and start by looking at the energy of this connection. Oh, I forgot to mention the charms we will do later. But we're going to start by looking at the energies between you and this person. You may not know this person yet, or this may not be the current energy with them. I was kind of asking Spirit to give me the energy based upon the snippet of life that we're looking at with them. So you should at least be able to like recognize yourself, but yeah, okay, I'll stop blabbing and I'll start laying cards down. Okay, so the connecting energies between you are peaks of joy, pleasure, and I asked for like a flower to represent your connection. I did this for each one, and you guys got the hydrangea, and it says thankfulness for understanding. Before we can forgive one another, we have to understand one another. And the first person in this connection is being represented by the taiga. And their energy towards the connection is cornucopia. and patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And then the other person in this connection is being represented by the Lamb, and their energy towards the Taiga, and the connection is party leader and blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Not sure why I have to keep saying Taiga like that, but it's fun. I don't know, maybe the artist Taiga is significant. Rack City, bitch. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this, because this is really beautiful energy, and I'm really happy to be seeing this. So this soulmate connection, for a lot of you, this is looking at a time when you two are already like together in a committed relationship. So for some of you, you could already be there. For some of you, you don't even know who this person is yet. So take it as it, just keep that in mind. Okay. So with the peaks of joy here and pleasure being here, you two are gonna be having a straight up good time. What's interesting is that I feel like there's elements of both of you in these cards. Like one of you isn't solely this lamb and the other isn't solely like the tiger. Saying it normally so it's not irritating. And it's kind of like you both go back and forth. But one may resonate strongly with one side or the other. It's just that I see you both in both. Anyway, let's start with the lamb. I think that when it comes to this connection, there is probably one person who is maybe a bit more, I don't want to say necessarily submissive, but just passive and like more go with the flow, just like, oh, hey, what's up? But at the same time, I also feel like that's kind of how they operate in the world. They could be the type of person to kind of just, they might like to be an NPC out in public, a non-playable character, or they just like are maybe more shy or more quiet. But when especially if this is you, or when you or your soulmate is around you, or you're around your soulmate, this lamb person, they just light up and they have so much fun. It's like this part of their personality that they're typically too reserved to show to other people is like on full display now with this tiger person. And that makes a lot of sense because the tiger person does seem to have a more domineering personality. We have fire and earth here. So fire would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and earth would be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But with the tiger energy here, I think that there is this kind of fierce protectiveness around one another, but especially so for the tiger person. I feel like they also are somebody very patient. It's interesting because both of these cards talk about patience, and there's like energies of subtlety and like calmness, but then also this like fierce, ferocious energy as well. It's like you both kind of balance each other out in different ways. But I think the way that you both balance is so meticulous in the sense of like, you know, maybe one day one of you is just very low energy and the other is very high energy. So one of you gets a lot done and the other one is happy to just like chill. It's almost just like even on a day-to-day level, your energies balance out to create harmony with one another. But there definitely are some distinct differences here, just in terms of how you both go about things. Like maybe you have different love languages or different communication styles or just different ways of going about life. And I think that you and this person are, you and your soulmate, I should say, are really committed to understanding one another instead of being petty, casting blame, allowing insecurities to affect the other. You know, I feel like this tiger is definitely going to call the lamb out on a lot of their shit and kind of help the lamb take more responsibility. Like I could totally see the lamb person, or maybe both of you do this, where you just like, you know, if it's not a problem that has to be addressed, they just will pretend like it doesn't exist. So I feel like you both will call each other out on one another's shit, but also extend that patience to one another as well, because you both are learning, and you both are learning how to kind of merge lives together. And I think that there's a lot of abundance to come from this connection. I feel like this tiger person especially just feels very blessed and lucky to have the lamb in their life. And the lamb, same way, feels very blessed, but at the same time, they're so excited. Like, I feel like these two just feed off of each other in a really productive way, where maybe you and your soulmate are really good at like riffing off of one another, like saying jokes, or roasting each other, or roasting a third party. Like, you both, like, I could see these two like sitting on the couch, like watching TV, like watching like reality TV from like the 2000s, like America's Next Top Model, for example, and like your soulmate is like, oh my gosh, like Tamara totally did not serve it today, like she's gonna be in the bottom two, that picture is trash. And you know, the lamb person's gonna be like, but did you see Stacy? Like, she was so sassy to, oh shoot, what's the silver hair guy's name? Jay. She was so rude to Jay. Like, the judges are definitely gonna talk about that. Like, I don't know, you guys are just gonna like feed off of each other in really awesome ways. And I think in some ways, one of you will kind of take the reins of certain parts of the connection, and others will kind of release the reins. It's like depending on the situation. Like, for example, maybe if one of you is really good at cooking, one of you's the tiger in the kitchen, but maybe one of you really loves like doing the laundry. I mean, if you do, you might be a freak of nature, but I'm impressed. And so like that person is like the tiger of the laundry, while the other person is the lamb. You know what I mean? It's just, you kind of like have your roles, and it kind of fits really well together. I do feel like one of you is maybe more protective of the other, and probably just maybe more like has a bigger personality just all the time. Whereas I feel like this lamb person has a big personality, but they only show it to the people that they vibe with, hence why this is only coming out with the tiger. But I also feel like the lamb really helps cool the tiger down, and like tell them things, you know, when they get heated up or fired up. And this is another example where I think you both do this for one another, or will do this for one another, where you're like, you know, talking each other off a ledge, or just being very respectful towards one another, not being petty, not being jealous, not being like, oh my god, I can't believe you liked so-and-so's picture. Like, none of that bullshit, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a very like mutually respectful, harmonious connection, and I think you both are gonna be really happy in it. You're gonna be like, yeah, this my soulmate. They call me out on my shit, and that's not very fun, but I get to call them out on their shit, and that is fun. So, you know, you both are patient with each other in that way, because both of you got shit that stinks. Okay, let's go ahead and look at your life together now that we've got this little preliminary thing out of the way, and see what your actual life will look like together. So to start, we have the heart chakra and forgiveness. Y'all actually got 2 of these astrology cards, and you got the 9th house, which says faith, another 33, by the way. So 33 could be a significant connection. Maybe one or both of you are that age. It could be life path 33, or just see a lot of 33s. I don't know. And we also have Venus love. So good vibes so far. And I just noticed too, it's another seashell. Okay, so now we're gonna look at, let me just lay the rest of the cards out. Yeah, y'all got a ton of, not a ton, you got an extra life card as well. But looking first at your romantic life together, we have the Knight of Wands, or the Prince of Roses. We have Judgment, We have the Ace of Wands or Ace of Roses, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. And then, so that's your romantic life. And then looking at your everyday life together, we have the Knight of Wands again. I shit you not. This is literally like, oh my God. Yeah. Okay, you'll see. We have the Hierophant. We have the motherfucking Ace of Wands again. And I shuffled these and I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, well, I have to see what's on the back of the deck. And on the back of the deck was Judgment again. So y'all got 4 cards in addition to that, to this extra card that flopped out. But yeah, y'all got some synchronicities for sure. Like, it's kind of insane. But we're going to finish off with the tea leaf cards before we go too deeply into it. We have the Tiger again. Just realized that. So we have the Tiger. We have the Kite. Tiger says doing something risky, taking a chance. We have Kite, which represents vacation. We also have January. And finally, we have Bird perched, waiting for news, package, letter. Okay. So yeah, just addressing the obvious, the amount of synchronicities here is insane. And this is like one of those times where I'm actually disappointed that I didn't shuffle on camera because I wish that I could have shown that, but I feel like I shuffle enough in front of y'all to know that I don't have the time or patience, literally don't care enough to reshuffle things. But even I was like shooketh. I was like, okay, a lot of synchronicities here. So let's talk about this because, oh my God. Obvious signs, Taurus, Sagittarius, the 9th house, Libra and Taurus again, being ruled by a Venus, and the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. So there's a real heart connection here. And actually that forgiveness, I think, showed up in that hydrangea card as well. So it may be the case that sometimes you and this person butt heads, especially if you are both fiery and, you know, like an Aries and a Taurus, like arguing, you know what I mean? Like that's some real shit. And January is Capricorn energy as well as Aquarius energy. But a lot of your romantic life and your everyday life are mixed in together, which I think is really cool. So it's possible you both could work from home or work the same job, like have the same job or work side by side. Maybe y'all don't have to work. Maybe this is a period of your life where you're literally taking time off to travel together. Or maybe that's something you two do regularly where you like, you know, you work and then you travel and then you work some more and then travel some more. It kind of seems like you guys are constantly on the move. There's a lot of passion here. I'm definitely looking forward to looking at the extended and seeing what the sexual energies are between you two, because there's already a lot of it like here, and then on top of that there's just this there's just all this wands energy. So I definitely think that you guys are getting busy, and that might be one way you guys like make up after maybe you guys have a disagreement or something. But yeah, I mean, obviously no relationship is without their conflicts or their issues, but I think what's really beautiful here is that typically when you see like the Knight of Wands, for example, he can kind of be, you know, the douchebag of the court cards. But I mean, in a love reading, in a romance reading, you know, the fact that we literally have love here and we have the heart chakra with forgiveness, it's like this isn't something douchey. I mean, the Hierophant with commitment, I mean, it's the Hierophant could mean that you both end up marrying one another or just having a very like solid commitment with one another. I mean, with the ninth house in faith, there's definitely a deeper spiritual purpose to you both being together. It's not just because there's love here. It's not just because there's lust here. It's the mixture of love on top of this deeper spiritual energy that, one, aligned you both in the first place, and then two, that keep you both tethered to one another in a very important way. It's like you both mirror each other in a lot of ways, and there's even mirroring in these cards. I think that your relationship will progress pretty quickly once there is commitment, but I also think that this relationship is very exciting. I think that it's got enough energy for both of you to keep up with one another. I think that there's, maybe you both are constantly on the go together, like maybe you're road tripping together, or you, and for some of you, like maybe motorcycles or something like that. Like maybe y'all are gonna be those motorcycle couples. I'm just like picturing like people I don't even know in all this cute little leather gear. Anyway, with Judgment being here twice, I think this is really, the placements of them are really fascinating, because the amount of like spiritual awakenings you're going to have with this person, it's like, have you ever seen that clip of Homer Simpson when he's in hell and he's just like eating donuts, or like just being fed donuts, and he's still just fine? It's like if those donuts were like real spiritual realizations, or just, you know, bouts of oh my god, like pieces being connected, enlightenment. Like it's like you both are getting that so much with one another. And what's really cool is that, you know, with this Nine of Pentacles, is independence and judgment, is that you both are not like codependent. You both have your own things going on, and you both value your independence. So neither one of you is going to be very like clingy or get on the other if there's some distance at times, because I think both people here are kind of consumed by their own passions, maybe ones that they've started together and ones that they do separately. But with the Hierophant here, these two coming together is huge, because, so you and this person coming together is huge, because there's going to be, if there hasn't been already for you and them, a huge epiphany moment where you're like, oh my god, like either this is the person I'm destined to be with, or I see now why this person is so important in my life. And what's interesting is that there's a need to rise above all the pettiness. And I don't think there's necessarily pettiness between the two of you, but maybe habits and patterns that you both picked up in old relationships, you both will need to rise above. It's like you both are coming in. This connection is not only going to change how you perceive yourself, but it's also going to change how you perceive love, how you perceive relationships, what it is you truly want. I mean, you're going to learn more about yourselves with one another. You're going to feel a lot of freedom with this person, because you both have this like independent spirit. But I think that there's no limit to the passion. And I think part of the reason why the passion is so unstoppable is because it's like you two are constantly growing together. It's not that scenario that you see all the time, like on TV, where it's like, like, you know, when you fall for someone because you're teens, but then it was maybe more just a lust situation, or it wasn't a deep love, and those two grow up and they just grow to resent each other. You know, you see that trope a lot, and I mean, it's not necessarily a trope, like it definitely still happens, but this is not the case. Like you two aren't falling in love and then casually growing apart. This is two people falling in love and then falling in love again and again and again and again with the people that these two grow to be. And there's a deeper spiritual perspective here. So I wouldn't be shocked if you and this person have the same religion. don't believe in any religion, or follow the same spiritual beliefs. Astrology too is highlighted here. I think in the ninth house there's also like doctors and something and other professions here, so one or both of you could have professions like that, or maybe traveling professions. But with this tiger, like this is the second tiger that we've had, so tigers could be a significant animal for this connection, but doing something risky, taking a chance, and you know, all that Knight of Wands energy, you know, maybe this relationship starting in of itself was doing something risky, but with each other by your side, it's like you don't have somebody talking you off a ledge. Like this is the person that's gonna be like, nah bitch, I'll jump with you, like let's go. It's really fun, and I think that you and this person are always gonna feel like life might get hard, but at least this person will always be down to go on vacation with you. Like they're going to be into spontaneous things. They're going to want to go on spontaneous trips. I think there's going to be special dates and like anniversaries that will be important to you guys. And as time goes on, I think that you're going to build like little traditions around those things. And I think that there's just going to be a lot of love here. Like life is going to be really beautiful. And at the same time, you're still going to have an understanding of who you are as an individual, and a lot of love and respect for who your soulmate is as an individual. Like you're not going to try to change each other. You're just going to try to grow together. And as you grow, it's like there's more opportunities for passion. There's more opportunities for creativity and creative discovery. Like you two could, you know, make creative projects together, or you could explore different creative outlets together. January could be significant, a significant month. Like I said, it has those zodiac dates. But also this, for some reason, makes me think of Mad Men. I think because January Jones was in it. I don't know why that came through. But with this bird perched, waiting for news, package, letter, maybe at times you two will be traveling or just be away from one another. And it's like, I feel like you both are kind of be in constant communication with one another. Not to a point where it's stifling, but like, you know, if you are at a distance or things like that, it's like you both keep each other updated with what's going on. It's like this respect for one another to be like, hey, I'm still here and I exist. But I think if you spend long periods away from each other, I think that you two will make up for it by talking a lot, or getting each other gifts or things like that. But I mean, this is such a mind-blowing connection in the sense that, you know, the Judgment card doesn't get enough clout, truthfully. It is a really spiritually intense card, and the way it's like it's described in one deck I have is like two-dimensional squares becoming like 3D cubes. It like changes the whole game. It changes everything. And so I think that this is just going to be a very life-changing connection for you. If you've already had it, I'm sure you can confirm. If you're in it, I'm sure you can confirm. Because, like, you know, there's a lot of love here. There's a deeper spiritual purpose. And this is a connection that never stops being fun. And even though there's serious undertones to it, that lightness, that passion, that just fun energy trumps all of it. And with this forgiveness card being here, it's like, you know, you both are open to seeing one another grow. Like, I think it would take a lot to break each other apart, because I feel like as quick as you are to get in a fight, if you do get in fights very often or get in a conflict, you're just as quick to make up and realize it was stupid that you were even upset in the first place. I think overall, like, everything goes back to this general feeling of love and adoration for this person, and that is kind of what holds you two together. You both are going to recognize that there's a deeper reason for you two being together, and I think that you both will respect that and respect one another, and, you know, feel grateful for this connection existing and for you both having it. And I think life will be very exciting. And I think you two will have a great time together if you don't know who this person is yet. So you should be excited. Okay, so before we look at charms, I am going to pull some advice cards really quickly. But these advice cards will also serve as significant animals to this connection. We can tell one already is the tiger, but let's see what other ones are. So Spirit, what animals and what advice do you have for pile 3's connection? Animals are significant. Okay. Huh, interesting. Okay, so this came out in a different pile, but we have the crow spirit, co-create with spirit. And I was saying then, and I'm going to say it again because puns, they really missed an opportunity here to procreate with spirit. Maybe that's what you guys will forgive each other for. Bad puns. But we also have Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. So yeah, I think this is going to be a very empowering connection for the both of you. And once again, we have those like mirroring numbers. And so I think it makes sense that like you both are kind of represented by that tiger in ways. It's like you're powerful in some ways. And I don't know, when it just comes together, like we just have to appreciate all that power. But yeah, Spirit is saying that you will feel empowered in this relationship. What else, Spirit? What other animals are significant? And what other advice do you have? I think you and this person will procreate together. You could procreate together as well, but this co-create, now I'm gonna want to say procreate. I think that you both could create things together with a spiritual purpose, a deeper spiritual purpose behind it. And like you could have a career related to spirituality. And the scarab beetle spirit, magic works through you. I definitely think that's fitting. Like you both probably, I think the 9th house also relates to like psychic abilities. So you both could have a psychic type connection as well. You know, fire energy is deeply connected to spirit. And I think that this connection is magic. I think that it makes you believe in magic. It's pretty wicked. Makes me think of, oh gosh, I think it's a Boston song, that magic song. I can't remember it. I'm gonna get flamed by anyone older than me in the comments, but it's fine. I can't remember all of these damn songs, all right? I'm one person. And we also have the hummingbird spirit, be here now. So Spirit is saying, you know, if this person hasn't come in yet, don't be looking for them. Just stay present. Focus on you. What's interesting again is we have 2 7s. These 2 reduced to 7s and these 2 reduced to 8s. Interesting. And I do believe that it is July and it is going to be August soon. So something big could be happening. Maybe you could be meeting them very soon, or you could be taking this commitment to the next level very soon, or something is shifting in this connection soon. But I think that Spirit overall is just saying be present, focus on co-creating. Like if you're like, oh, I don't know when this is even going to come in. Could be January for some of you. Could be a lot sooner. We have those 7s and we have those 8s. There's a lot of repeating numbers here as well. But I think overall, like, Spirit is just saying, trust us. We got you. If you see these animals, that may be a sign. Focus on your creativity. Also, the eel may be significant. I felt called to pull this. The electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. Your own creative endeavors could help you meet this person. So get to creating. And speaking of creating, we're going to get into charms now. And I am actually using a new charm plate that my lovely friend Courtney made me. She is a small business owner and she makes jewelry, and she actually makes like custom birth charts and a bunch of cool stuff. I'm going to link her site down below. But yeah, using this as a charm plate, testing it out, it might be too distracting. So please just like let me know if you want me to use something more plain next time. But I figured I should at the very least test it out and show off her work while I'm at it. So it's daintyprairie.com, but I will leave the link below. She is incredibly talented, and yeah, I'm just honored to show off my custom piece. Okay, let's go ahead and look at your charms now. We fished them all out from our little Tiffany bag. Okay, so to start, we have an elephant. Do we have 2 elephants? I don't know. I think we just have 1. Okay, so we have the elephant, which talks all about overcoming obstacles and gaining wisdom and maturity through these obstacles. I think that Spirit is saying that you both will gain a lot of wisdom from one another, and you both will mature as time goes on. But also, you two will be able to overcome any obstacles or barriers between the two of you and have a very like mutually beneficial and compassionate, understanding connection with each other. We also have a little ladybug. And the ladybug to me is all about like good luck and just having good things come your way. It's also a sign to me of inner child healing. So I definitely think that this connection is going to be healing in a lot more ways than one. We have a lock and a key here. Oh my gosh, a message in a bottle. We have a lock and a key here. So I feel like you, spirit bringing you two together will unlock a ton of secrets that are just like hiding within your soul, like spiritually. But also I think that you're just the key to unlocking one another's hearts. You're the key to unlocking a lot of mysteries about life, about yourselves, about one another. Let's see, we also have this coin. So this is a 50 cent piece, I believe. Yeah, this is €1. And there's a horse on the back and what looks like a lotus flower in the year 2002. So any of that could be significant. The year of the tiger could be significant. And I know the horse is a year as well. If any other animals are zodiac years, those could be significant as well. I just can't remember all of them off the top of my head. But yeah, we also have this message in a bottle. So I think that even if you are apart, you both will always be communicating with one another. I think communication will be incredibly important to you both, and that's something that you both will just enjoy. Just the intellectual connection between the both of you. But yeah, I think that if you both are at a distance from one another or whenever that is, you both will be really diligent about communicating and just like letting each other know what's up. We have this banana here. Some more wands energy. Make sure you're getting enough potassium. But I think that this connection will be really silly and really fun. But once again, I think this kind of ties in to the 18 plus reading, because I think that there is a lot of fun happening between the two of you. We also have the harp, and I actually got an interesting interpretation for this, because you know how I said that you both call each other out on one another's shit. It's like you both kind of harp on each other, but you both love the sound of one another's voices so much that it's like, it's not even like, even then it's music to your ears. It's not like somebody nagging. It's like the best thing ever. That's so sweet. Aw. I think I saw another instrument. So we also have the acoustic guitar. So music in general could be important. Maybe you both send each other messages through music. Maybe you both are musicians, or you make music together. Or getting physical feels like you're making music. We also have this dinosaur, so you could be with this person until you both are decide to kick the bucket. I didn't know how I was gonna word that. But yeah, you guys might grow old together. And I'm already rolling at my eyes, like, at all the people being like, I already am old. Like, if you're not like 95, shut up. Like, if you're 95, yeah, you can call yourself old. But like, if you're below that, shut up. I don't care if you're 94. Like, you're not old yet. Not till you reach 95. That's the cutoff I'm announcing. Let's see. Okay. We also have the apple. So, damn, maybe y'all will like eat a lot of fruit or just be really healthy. Yeah, maybe you guys will like make health changes together. Or with this banana and this apple, you know, ooh, there might be some Apple versus Android arguments. I think the Android person's gonna lose if they're the banana, because look at this apple. It is just encrusted in glitter, like in diamonds. This is iconic. Yeah, I think the apple person's gonna win that argument. But we also have the little stopwatch. So this always makes me think about divine timing, and also the fact that you really just can't mess things up. And I think that this is a connection that's in it for the long haul. It's not going to be something that's fickle and fades out. We also have the lollipop. Oh my god, there's so much sexual energy here. I'm definitely intrigued. The 18 plus is gonna pop off, I can already tell. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fun, playful energy between the two of you, but it's also gonna be like steamy as well. We also have the road trip little charm. So yeah, you guys will definitely be like road tripping, going on vacations, traveling a lot. There's a lot of movement here. And I think that's what's gonna help keep things exciting between the both of you. We also have this shoe here. And honestly, with you picking the Tiffany bag, like I feel like there's a level of bouginess to this pile. So maybe you both will enjoy one another being bougie, or just like maybe you both will like splurge and go on shopping sprees. But yeah, I think there's an unforgettable part about the both of you to each other, and it's like after you two meet each other, it's hard to remember what life was like before then. But in terms of signs that came out, we have Capricorn, we have Leo, we have Taurus, and we have Libra, which interesting. Those are the two signs that are ruled by Venus, Taurus and Libra. Okay, and then in terms of numbers, we have 2, we have 3, and we have 0. So 2, actually, you're only old if you're 203. If you're below that, you're young. Shut up. Okay, so maybe 2002, because we had that 2002 or 2003 could be significant. I'm hearing the Childish Gambino song 3005. Oh, it's kind of cheesy. 23 could be significant. 50 could be significant. But 2 and 3 would be February to March. So that would be like Aquarius energy and Pisces energy and Aries energy. But I think that there's definitely going to be an infinite amount of love between the two of you. Oh, for some, this could be a very specific message. Like you might have 3 kids with this person, or you might have 1 kid, like 2 becomes 3. But if you don't want babies, those could be fur babies, plant babies, crystal babies, anything you want. And then in terms of letters, finally, we have B, we have X, we have C, and we have W. So the music festival South by Southwest could be significant. I also heard Outer Banks and Columbus, or shows on the CW could be significant. I think America's Next Top Model is on the CW. I'm fucking psychic, bro. Like, I'm kidding, but ooh, this could also be biking. If you turn that W into an M, that says BMX, so it could be that. But yeah, we have WC. So I also see like Washington. Is there a portion of Australia called Victoria? Because either the name Victoria is significant, or that portion of Australia could be significant. I also heard Westchester, and what? They were trying to show me something, but I couldn't figure out what they were saying. Sorry. So, oh, BMW. So maybe one of y'all will drive a BMW or something. Yeah. I think that's all of them. So there's a lot, but I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in now. So if you want to pause this and look at these a little bit deeper, that is there for you. But pile 3, I'm gonna take this over to the extended now, where we're going to look at the sex life with your soulmate. I'm really excited to do this one because there's clearly a lot of energy already like wanting to come out. But yeah, so if you're leaving me here, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to everybody who watches my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. So I just want to say thank you for doing that. But if you want to support me in other ways, you can check out my social media, or you can check out my merch. If this resonated, definitely let me know down in the comments. Leave it a like, subscribe if you want to, no pressure. Thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards and charms. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. If you guys chose the aura-coded clear quartz heart, getting better at saying that, this is going to be your reading on life with your soulmate. I'm going to move your charms off to the side. We're going to look at them at the end, but we're going to start by looking at kind of where you'll be in this connection with this person, whether you know them or not, at the time where we're seeing your life with them. So let's go ahead and start by looking at the connecting energies, and then we'll look at the two energies between the two of you. But for the connecting energies, we have heal the ouch. We also have, okay, I'm going to say this incorrectly. It's I'm going to call it gezellig, but I know it's Dutch and it's like gezellig or something like that. I'm sure somebody who's Dutch could clarify that for me, but in a better way. But it essentially means cozy. And I asked for a flower to represent this connection, and we got honeysuckle, and it says, domestic happiness and devoted affection. I will wind thee in my arms, so doth the woodbine the honeysuckle gently and twist. And so, quote by Shakespeare. So let's go ahead and look at the two people actually in this connection. So to start with the first person, they are being represented by the oyster and the rabbit, and their energies towards the connection are the one who needs control and abundance. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And the second person in this connection is being represented by the fox and the cheetah, and their energy towards the connection is make it look like the night and death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So this is actually the only pile where I felt like I needed two animal cards to kind of clarify what was going on. But the interesting thing that I'm picking up on here is that for some of you, this is definitely somebody that you've already been in a long-term connection with, or at the point in time, like maybe if you haven't met this person yet, the period in time that they're showing me is much further in the future after you two have been together for a while. But what I'm kind of seeing here, no matter what it is that these are two people who are committed to making things work. And it kind of seems like these two have been through some trials and tribulations together, maybe some periods of being on and off. Now I do want to say it won't necessarily be like, I'm like, if you're thinking of a situation where the situation was potentially maybe not very good for either of you, then I don't think that this is that person. I think that there may just be periods of time where you both need space to figure things out. I really don't get a very like, I mean, this is a soulmate, so this is not supposed to be something that's very, like, I don't want to say the word toxic, but, like, not very good for your growth, things of that nature. It does kind of seem like when this is at this period of time with you and your soulmate, whichever side you end up finding yourself on, there's this feeling that's very powerful, and it's kind of like a mutual camaraderie between the two of you, where it's either like you've been through a lot together and the core feelings that you have for each other have not wavered despite all that has happened, or this could be somebody that you have been on and off with but have never been in a true relationship with, and this could be a time of coming together. Those are kind of the two vibes that I'm getting. But what I am seeing is that during this time, you and your soulmate will be focused on healing the hurt between you two, whether there was some type of argument, whether there was a breakup for some of you. For others, this could just be like a rough patch, like nothing really happened other than maybe you both were just struggling to be on the same wavelength in some way. But it kind of seems like at this time, you two are coming back to a place of feeling kind of at home with one another, cozy and safe with one another, and finding happiness between the both of you. I will say for sure, like, this is definitely a situation where you're going to be living with them or getting ready to live with them in some way, because this talks a lot about domestic happiness. And I think that maybe, like, for some of you, I can kind of see the scenario of maybe you are maybe you've been living, for example, with your partner for a little while, or your soulmate, and you know, just the natural, like, things that happen when you live with another human are occurring. You know, you might be getting frustrated with each other over small things like doing the dishes and laundry and stuff, or just one another's habits are like challenging to each other. And I think that you guys are kind of figuring out how to coexist. And for others, if this soulmate connection could be something like that's been very in and out, in the sense that, like, you see them occasionally, but you haven't really maybe taken the steps to heal what's happened between the both of you. So I can also see this being a scenario where maybe in the future you're not necessarily with this person quite yet, but you two are working to heal it. But the biggest vibe that I'm getting overall for most of you is that this is somebody that you will be in a connection with for a long time. I mean, obviously it's a soulmate, but the energy that Spirit is showing me is kind of established. And you guys are kind of coming out of maybe a more difficult phase. So let's talk about this oyster rabbit person, because essentially kind of what I got from this is that these two cards will represent you and your soulmate's higher selves at this point in time, and the earthly cards right here, the rabbit and the fox, will represent you and your soulmate on the 3D level. So pick whichever side sounds like you. But this rabbit person, they are kind of in this very fearful phase, where maybe because of what happened in the past, they don't want to mess up, or they may be afraid of things kind of going south. But I also think there's a lot of fear related to this rabbit person learning how to let go of control. I mean, the fact that we have the one who needs control here, I think that this rabbit person is going to be in this place where they're kind of realizing that they can't control everything, and that they're maybe driving themselves crazy trying to. And it kind of seems like this rabbit person was really struggling with, like, bottling up their feelings, not talking about, you know, their needs, maybe not being honest about, like, you know, things that were bothering them. But also I can kind of see this as this rabbit not really having an outlet for their emotions in general. And I think that there's a really creative aspect to this rabbit person. And I think that they kind of bottle that creative energy in because they are very afraid of judging themselves. They're very afraid of failing. They're very afraid of, like, anything that could go wrong will go wrong. And it's like they don't even want to try certain things because they don't want to watch themselves fail. It's kind of a bummer energy. But I think that's why this soulmate over here is so important, because this cheetah fox soulmate is actually really helpful in the sense that, first of all, this fox card talks a lot about being a great and supportive partner, being somebody reliable, being someone very charming and witty. I would definitely say that these two are kind of opposites in a way. You know, one's an extrovert, one's an introvert. Instrument. I almost said instrument. Oh, what? But this rabbit is really good for the fox in the sense that this rabbit is kind of teaching this fox person to look at things from a more subtle perspective. This rabbit is actually pretty attuned to the energies around them, which is kind of difficult. Like, this rabbit gives me the energy of somebody who's kind of like an unawakened empath, or somebody who's highly sensitive and isn't really aware of that yet. Because they're definitely too hard on themselves. But this cheetah is definitely teaching them that they have a lot more power than they realize, and that, you know, they have access to all this abundance, and that they may actually, their controlling tendencies may actually be holding their blessings and their manifestations back. Or they may be realizing that there's just so much more out there for them to see and understand, and they haven't really been open to it because they're just afraid. But what I see over here with the cheetah, you know, the cheetah is very expansive and forceful. It's solar plexus energy. And so I kind of can definitely see where spirit has brought you and your soulmate together, because one of you is going to help the other kind of come out of their shell, either emotionally, creatively, or both. And also, I think, you know, this fox person is going to be very effective in the sense that they are going to be willing to kind of protect the rabbit in a lot of ways, and kind of help them laugh things off instead of taking things really seriously all the time. Kind of helping show them that change is okay. Cycles are okay. Like, all of this is kind of natural. Like, the highs and lows of life are natural. And I think that in return, the rabbit oyster person is going to kind of take in the cheetah fox in a way that is more nurturing, you know? It's kind of cute, actually. Like, and what I think is cool is that we have two foxes here. We have one in this Heal the Ouch card as well. And even though, and we have a raccoon here, and even though, and the raccoon card in this deck is very similar to the oyster card. And it talks about, you know, having all these creative abilities and not really sharing them with the world, or kind of being hidden, or kind of keeping them underneath like a facade or a mask. And so it kind of just makes me think, like, I definitely see this rabbit person kind of being like the nurse for the cheetah in certain ways. Like, maybe the cheetah is very athletic and, or like clumsy, and like gets themselves caught and gets themselves hurt a lot, or maybe vice versa. But I think that this is a very interesting connection where somebody's very like dynamic and bright, and the other is very fearful and kind of pessimistic, maybe looks at the glass half empty. But they both bring valuable perspectives to the table that can help balance each other out. And I think that what's important for like the cheetah fox person, you know, is learning that they can change as well, and that they have an obligation to understand other energies beyond their own. And that, yes, their system works for them, but their system's not going to necessarily work for other people. For example, like this rabbit person, you know, these two have very different perspectives, but they can come together and compromise and create a vision that is very welcoming and very comfortable for the both of you. But there's definitely sacrifice. Oh shit, what did I do to my arm? I just realized I have this like cut here. I don't know how I did that. Embodying that cheetah energy, I guess. And actually that's really funny, like, that I think about that now, because like right before I started this reading, I was like tripping over everything. And that's probably how I got this, honestly, and I just didn't realize it. I was tripping over everything. So I think I was channeling your cheetah fox there a little bit. But this has a really sweet energy to me, where I feel like even though these two have some differences, they're teaching each other very important lessons, and they're learning how to compromise and work through issues rather than just, you know, throw in the towel and give up. And I think it's very important for this rabbit person as well. You know, I feel like they have needed somebody to kind of help them get out of their shell, you know what I mean? And also realize that they don't need to always be in control of everything, and that they can be safe and not have to know what the next move is, what the next step is, and things like that. So that's what it looks like for the connection. So let's see what your life is going to look like with them at this period of time. So we're going to start by looking at an astrology card and a chakra card to see where you're connecting at this point in time. So we have the star soul chakra. I like to call it the mega star, and it's up here. And we have soul healing. And then we also have Aquarius energy. I know. Okay. And so then for your romantic life together, we have 4 cards. So we have the King of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the 8 of Cups. And we have the 9 of Cups. And then in terms of what your everyday life will look like, we have the Sun, clarified by the Page of Pentacles. And then we have the Chariot, the Tower, and the King of Cups again. Okay, and then to finish off with your tea leaf cards, we have a chain of events that will affect your life. We have ladder, climbing towards success. We have fan, romance, celebration, party, and we have marriage. So yeah, this is definitely somebody that you could end up marrying, somebody that you could end up spending the rest of your life with. What I really like about this is that the energy surrounding this connection is definitely very divinely orchestrated. So if you don't know this person yet, there's really no need to worry about it, because it's going to happen the way it's going to happen. And for some of you, you actually might meet this person in very drastic ways. But one thing that I think is really cool about your connection with this Aquarius energy here is that I think that you both are very forward thinking. I think that you both are very futuristic, and I think that you both are able to kind of detach from your emotions to come up with solutions that work well for the both of you. I mean, we have the King of Cups twice here, and the King of Cups is all about emotional maturity and, you know, being able to kind of see beyond your emotions, but also, you know, be compassionate and be understanding. And I definitely think that spirit is bringing you two together for a lot of healing. I do feel like this is a very sweet soulmate connection, in the sense that even though there will be differences between you two, even though you will butt heads at times and there will be challenges, as with any relationship, the solutions that you come up with will almost be borderline genius. And you'll find that the more you two put your heads together and conquer challenges together, the easier it will be to overcome them. One thing that I do see here is that there will be sacrifices that you two have to make in order to be together. For some of you, you know, with this Aquarius energy, you could be part of like the LGBTQIA plus community, and there may be like difficulties with, you know, feeling accepted, the people around you maybe. For some of you, for others, I just kind of get the vibe, well, it maybe doesn't even have to be that. Like you and this person could come from different cultural backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, even just like a different like background of experience, you know, that different perspectives. It's definitely kind of a more opposites energy. You do have, I would say, if you have similarities, they're kind of in smaller ways, but like the way that you two look at things in the big picture are kind of different. For some of you, this is definitely somebody that you will have children with, if that's something that you're interested in. I think specifically one that will be like probably a very entrepreneurial, or they could be like an earth sign, Corpico. What the fuck is a Corpico? That's a Capricorn, Scorpio. Those aren't even on the same cusp. What? Okay, I meant to say Capricorn and Virgo and Taurus, so they could be one of those signs. Certainly do not have to be, but I do think that overall this is like the happiest timeline for you. Like in terms of who you could end up with, like if you're not already with this person. And I think that this is what you're in alignment with right now. I do think that you two have like a more psychic connection together with this King of Cups energy. I don't think this is your first rodeo together, but it may be your first rodeo on Earth. But I do think that there will be a deeper knowing between the two of you, that there's something deeper there that goes beyond this life. But what I find really cool is that there definitely will be challenges in terms of your romantic life. Well, life in general, but it's going to probably take a toll on your romantic connection with them at times. But what's really cool is that we have the Chariot underneath there, and it kind of perfectly encapsulates like the dark and light energy going on between you two. It's like, you know, you both balance each other out to kind of come together as this really powerful force and like move forward together in a way that's very expansive and like almost unstoppable, if I'm being honest. And I think what Spirit is saying is that if you haven't met this person yet, it will completely change like your foundations of how you see things. or there will be an acknowledgement that you two being together you will have to sacrifice things, or you two will sacrifice other things that are maybe less important because you find your partner or your life together to be more important. So Spirit is definitely saying, like, it's not going to be just always sunshines and rainbows, but there is this beautiful energy of feeling like, you know, all the sacrifices that you do take will, like, oh my gosh, I almost want to cry, actually. Like, I can just see you growing old with this person and, like, not regretting a single thing that you've done in your life, because you knew and you do know that this was like your path from the start. Like, this was your person, this was where you're meant to be, and like maybe it wasn't the easiest relationship, maybe it wasn't the easiest like life, but you two took it on together as a team, and you had someone by your back, and someone that genuinely loved you, genuinely does love you. And I don't know why I'm saying it past tense and being all cryptic, but like, I think that you two, if you know this person and you two are kind of younger, it's like you guys are definitely starting out your life together. And I think Spirit is really saying dream big with this person. Like, don't be afraid to take risks and see what happens, because yeah, there will be challenges, but you've got this person by your side, and as long as you two are like committed to working together as a team, like, the work that you make will be chef's kiss, bellissimo. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. Is that Italian? I don't know much about Italian culture aside from like the show My Brilliant Friend, which that's actually a really good show. You should watch that show if you've never seen it. It's on HBO. Yeah, I like that show. Yeah, maybe some of y'all are from Italy, or like maybe you'll take a vacation to Italy or something. I'm trying to think. I know that show takes place in Naples, but Spirit's not really showing me Naples. Spirit's showing me an island that like they film a lot of the show in, that's not in Naples. It's like an island. I can't remember the name of it. It's not Corsica, but maybe Corsica is significant. I don't even know if Corsica is an island. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna stop rambling, but I think overall what you really need to know here is that if you haven't met this person, you'll know. Like, maybe not immediately, but you'll know. And I think this person, like, you're gonna be each other's biggest fans, and like, I think that you almost kind of can't predict how this person's gonna come in. I think it's gonna come in after you both have transformed a little bit, or maybe for some of you, you know who this person is and you're in separation, so it could be like coming back in. You both are focused on your own success at the time, but I do think maybe you guys will have like, will throw like extravagant parties or something like that sometimes. Maybe not all of you, but I get that vibe for some of you. Can I get an invite if it's really extra though? Let me know when my PO box is set up. Let me know. But I do think that you two are going to, like, even though life may get tough, I think that when things do get tough, you two will make time for one another, and will make time to, like, you know, go on little dates, or go on getaways, or do things, or even if it's maybe your getaway is staying at home, or maybe you'll have compromises where like one of you will want to stay home one weekend and just like, you know, hang out with each other and enjoy each other's company, and then 2 weeks from now, you know, you guys compromise, and then the compromise is then 2 weeks later you guys go on like a trip or go to a party for this other person, you know, for your partner, not another person, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of a really beautiful energy of synthesis and like learning how to compromise and have a healthy relationship with someone that is like realistic and like but still emotionally fulfilling. And like, I think that you will know that this is your person, and you will know like, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be, and this is who I'm supposed to be with. So if you're already with this person, I would definitely like comment your experiences to like other pile fours, so that they can hear, you know, that like there's good shit coming their way, and that, you know, there's a lot of beautiful things out there. And I'm definitely really happy for anyone who already has this relationship. Whether it's you or your partner, like, be careful, because I guess one of y'all is really reckless, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead now, and I'm gonna shuffle you guys some advice before we do charms. I want to see if there's any animals. I definitely think the fox is a significant animal, but I want to see if there's any other significant animals to your connection, and also get some advice for you both. For some reason, this cloud all of a sudden, it made me think of like Naruto and like the Akatsuki, so I don't know, that could be significant to some of you as well. Okay. All right, let's look at these first. Ooh, so to start, we have the brown bear spirit, take time out. And we have the rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. And we have the koala spirit, spirit has a plan. Maybe some of y'all are from Australia. And we have the coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. So yeah, so maybe for some of you, you definitely haven't met this person yet. The spirit's kind of saying, we have a plan, trust in these detours. Maybe if you're overwhelmed by something else and you haven't met this person yet, spirit's kind of saying like, hey, maybe take some time out to just focus on you. If you're not in a good place with your partner right now, maybe it's time to just, you know, take a breath, or maybe you just need to take a break in general. Maybe you two have been too busy and you need to take some time together if you're already with this person. But I don't think, oh, and we did have the rabbit, in the, yeah, one of you is represented by the rabbit. So yeah, there's a lot of synchronicities in terms of animals here. I feel called to pull one more. Let's just see what comes out. What else do you want to say to pile for? Dear spirit, bring a gentle touch. So yeah, I think that's especially for those who may already be with this person. If you are in a disagreement right now with this person, maybe, you know, just try to take some time out and be gentle with yourself and with this person. And when you're ready to, you know, face it all, and then just approach it from a place that feels good to you. But we're going to go ahead and get into charms now. And I'm using this little charm plate that my lovely friend Courtney made for me, custom made for me. I'm gonna link her shop down below because she makes like really beautiful like custom birth chart plates and like jewelry and a bunch of really cool stuff. So if you want to check her out, definitely let me know. And this is also kind of experimental because I don't know if the charms will be very easy to see on here. So if they're not, let me know. But I figured I would just try to start out and just see what's up. So yeah, let me know if you want me to use this plate or something different, and I will be happy to oblige. We have a lot of Pisces energy. Let's just talk about all the Pisces energy we have to start out with, because we have the Pisces charm, we have the moon, and we have another, yeah, we have the fish scales. So Pisces energy is huge here, and I think that this connection is all about following your intuition before it makes sense. And I think that if you listen to your intuition, that is where you're going to be led directly to this person if you don't know them yet, or if you're not sure how they will come back into your life. Let's see. We also have a cat, so one or both of y'all could have a cat. Cats could be significant in general. You two could just do a lot of like spiritual work together. Maybe a lot of the time you spend together will be by the ocean. Maybe you'll meet by the ocean or take a lot of like ocean vacations for some of you. Maybe you move there when you retire. For others, I am kind of seeing with this moon card that maybe you and this person spend a lot of your time together, like your valuable time together, like at night. Maybe that's where you're focused on, but you may like also kind of come into each other's dreams. We also have this not my circus, not my monkeys, and this like relaxing monkey. So one thing that I'm seeing here is that Spirit's definitely bringing this connection in for you both to learn to like learn what is not yours to worry about, like, and to learn and to also like have somebody that can talk you out of your own head. I feel like that's kind of something both of you need, and you like provide that to each other, and you like are able to kind of show each other a different perspective of seeing things in a way that kind of broadens your mind a little bit. But there's definitely a deeper intuitive connection here that you both have that I think is really admirable. We also have this cute little black dog, so maybe one or both of you will have a black dog. Or just dogs in general. It doesn't have to be a black one, it's just that this one is. Maybe a schnauzer. I don't know why that's one that came to mind. But we also have this little robot guy. And I kind of just interpret this as learning how to like get out of your brain and like meditate. So maybe you and this person will come up with a way of like like healing together, like maybe meditating together or something like that. And I was also thinking too with the Heal the Ouch card, that could also have to do with like dietary changes, or like maybe if you don't want to eat, like if you want to eat more plant-based, because we do have this wheat card here, and like healing the ouch could be like, you know, healing your relationship with food. Maybe you are just helping one another heal, you know, rubbing off on the other in like good ways, or maybe in general. We'll check that out in the extended. But yeah, I think this bushel of wheat to me is also about like reaping a harvest. So I think that the work that you two put in together, like you will get a lot out of it. But I do think that this connection, you know, with this turtle here makes me think of Virgo energy, but I also just always think of like, you know, slow and steady wins the race. And I think that you and this person are going to go about things in a, like this relationship is gonna progress slowly but surely. I think it's gonna be pretty solid, pretty consistent. You know, you'll be together for a decent amount of time, especially if you end up marrying this person. I think that you will like be in a dating, I think you will date for probably a couple years before you get married. I could be wrong about that, but I do just kind of feel like it will be very consistent. And I think that's really important for the rabbit person, because like I think they need time to like adjust to new phases of life. And even though the cheetah might want to go at a faster pace, like the cheetah fox person, I think that the rabbit just needs time to acclimate. And so that's like maybe one place where you both compromise. But we also have the it is what it is charm, and I think that your relationship together will help you both just kind of accept things as they are and not take things too deeply. We also have the siren here, so even more like ocean Pisces-esque energy. And I think that this is kind of all about, well, the Little Mermaid could be significant, you know, being part of each other's worlds or whatever. But I also think that this is just kind of calling to the idea, which kind of interesting. We have like two mermaidy-esque cards, but this also just kind of speaks to me as like your souls will kind of naturally call to each other when it's time for you to be together. And I would say that if you're already with this person, you'll understand what I mean by that. And maybe you can clarify that in the comments, like how you met them, or like where, like how meeting them, like, you know, you had to follow your intuition in order to do it. We also have Libra, Leo, and Cancer energy as well. So those could be significant signs. We also have this penny, so maybe the name Penny is significant. What's the year on it? 2015 is the year on it, and so that could be a significant year for some of you. Yeah, it looks like we also have this burger here. So yeah, so maybe for some of you, you're like giving up meat, or maybe you're starting to eat meat, whatever. No judgment here. Like do what makes you happy. We also have the bee charm here. So I don't know, maybe y'all really like Bee Movie or just have some memes and jokes about it. But another thing I'm thinking is, you know, maybe this person will be a part of your community. That's how you meet them. Or maybe you two will create a community together. I think that you both will be very hardworking in whatever it is that you do. And I think that you both will be very supportive of one another. But I'm also hearing like my queen. So I think for some of you, your soulmate is going to kind of spoil you and treat you like their queen, as they should. Queen or king, doesn't really matter. But yeah, there's definitely going to be an acknowledgement of how special you are to one another. We also have the French horn here. So this also makes me think of Judgment, but I mean, this could be musically related. Maybe you two will bond over music. Maybe the French horn specifically, I don't know. This also makes me think of Archangel Gabriel. So he could be, I don't want to say in charge of this connection, but like guiding this connection in some way. But I also think that like this makes me think of the Judgment card in the sense that like you'll know like who this person is when it's time for you to know. Like you'll get the call. We also have this little heart with all these little beads and these pearl beads, and I like to think, and we did have that oyster in the beginning. So, you know, I think there's a lot of pearls of wisdom to come from this relationship. But I also, this just makes me think of unconditional love and like, you know, just how, you know, all the things that seem to like beat you up or beat the connection up, you replace with these like beautiful little pearls. And we have this little red charm. This always makes me think of the root chakra. And I noticed as well, you know, you and your person in the very beginning had those two red cards for your soul cards. And I definitely think that's very fitting, because I think that there's a lot of changes in your physical world that are like kind of connected to this relationship. Like there's a lot of 3D stuff to happen either separately or together when it comes to this connection. And I think there's a lot of inner child healing as well. And I don't definitely think it's possible that you could have a family with this person if you don't already. We also have if. Okay, because I saw the I and the F. So, okay, well, it's either Phi, so iron, or if. So one of y'all could be anemic. get some more iron, bro. Is FI iron? I could totally, honestly, I haven't taken a science class in a long time. No, that's FE. That's not FI. It's FE. Okay, please don't flame me in the comments. I promise I'm not that dumb. Like, I just forgot. It's FE, not FI. FE is iron. But yeah, so I and F seem to be the only like letters that came out here. Maybe Lincoln could be a significant name, but oh, we also have this crown, like this heart with a crown on it, which makes me think of, once again, treating one another like royalty, but also it makes me think of like, you know, having a divine connection, you know, connected to like source and like, you know, the crown chakra and all that shit. I don't know why, but I keep hearing Michigan and Rhode Island. So I don't know, and those are very specific places, so I know that won't be for everyone, but for some of you. So I'm going to go ahead and hold these charms up now. And if you want to look at them closer, you can. But pile 4, I'm going to leave your reading here. We're going to take it over to the extended now, where we're going to look at your sex life with your soulmate. So if you're asexual, congratulations, you just saved money. Otherwise, see you over there. But if you're leaving me here, that's totally fine. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through. Thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. Thank you just so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates, and if you enjoyed it, love it if you left a like. If you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed and joined our little fam we got going on here. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!